Here is Grandma's 65 secret baking soda hacks that will blow your mind. These are the clever tricks she swore by, long before store shelves were packed with expensive sprays and fancy cleaners. 1. Deodorize your cutting boards with a baking soda paste. Grandma always used wooden cutting boards, and over time they could hold on to strong smells like onions or garlic. Her fix? A thick paste of baking soda and water. She'd smear it across the board, let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, then scrub with a bristle brush. Baking soda neutralizes odors and gently lifts residue without damaging the wood. After rinsing with warm water, the board smelled fresh and clean. No vinegar, no bleach, just an old-fashioned pantry staple that worked like a charm. 2. Add baking soda to beans to soften them faster. To clean home, and that included her trash bin. She'd sprinkle a generous layer of baking soda in the bottom of the can before adding a liner. It absorbed food odors, prevented sour smells, and even repelled bugs in summer months. If she was tossing something particularly pungent, like onion skins or fish bones, she'd throw a bit more baking soda on top. She changed it every week like clockwork. 6. Clean the oven without harsh chemicals. Oven sprays were harsh and expensive. Grandma would coat the inside of her oven with a baking soda paste, just water and soda, let it sit overnight, then wipe it clean with a damp cloth in the morning. The paste absorbed grease and softened burnt-on food. If anything remained stuck, she'd scrub gently with a bristle brush or old rag. The result? A clean, scent-free oven with no fumes or fancy tools needed. 7. Use baking soda to freshen up a stale closet. In homes with limited ventilation, musty closets were common. Grandma placed open jars or bowls of baking soda in the back corners of her closets to absorb moisture and neutralize odors. She'd replace the powder every couple of months and stir it up occasionally. Her linens, clothes, and even shoes always smelled clean, no plug-ins or sprays necessary. This hack kept even her winter coats smelling fresh after months in storage. 8. Soak fruits and veggies in baking soda to remove residue. When Grandma bought produce, she didn't just rinse it, she cleaned it. She'd fill a basin with cold water, add a tablespoon of baking soda, and let fruits and vegetables soak for 10 to 15 minutes. Then she'd scrub gently with a cloth or her hands. The baking soda lifted away dirt, wax, and pesticide residue. It was especially helpful for apples, cucumbers, and potatoes. This extra step kept her family's meals clean and wholesome. 9. Polish tarnished silverware with baking soda and foil. To bring back shine to tarnished silverware, Grandma lined a dish with aluminum foil, added a few tablespoons of baking soda, and poured in hot water. She'd submerge her silverware and let it soak for 10 to 20 minutes. The reaction between the foil and baking soda dissolved tarnish without harsh scrubbing. After rinsing and drying, everything sparkled like new. It was chemistry and thrift in action, something she always appreciated. 10. Use baking soda to scrub sinks without scratching. Grandma's porcelain and stainless steel sinks always shone. Her trick? A generous sprinkle of baking soda followed by a soft sponge and elbow grease. It cleaned away stains, absorbed odors, and didn't scratch delicate finishes. She'd do this every evening after dishes were done. If she needed extra power, she'd squeeze on some lemon juice for added brightness and scent. No store-bought cleaner ever did the job better. 11th. Soothe bug bites with a baking soda paste. Whenever Grandma got a mosquito bite, she didn't reach for an expensive cream. She'd mix a small amount of baking soda with just enough water to form a paste, then dab it directly onto the irritated skin. The alkaline nature of baking soda helped neutralize the acids from the insect bite, which reduced itching and swelling. She left it on for about 10 to 15 minutes before rinsing it off. If the itching returned later in the day, she simply reapplied. This was her go-to remedy all summer long, and it worked every time. 12. Neutralize refrigerator odors. Long before fridge deodorizers existed, Grandma placed an open box of baking soda right on the middle shelf. It absorbed food smells, fish, onions, and even leftovers that had been forgotten. She'd mark the box with the date and replace it every month without fail. If the fridge got especially smelly, she'd also sprinkle baking soda onto a damp cloth and wipe down the shelves. Between the powder and her daily habits, her refrigerator always smelled fresh without ever needing chemical sprays. 13. White and yellowed linens the gentle way. Over time, white linens would turn yellow from age and storage. Grandma had a solution. She'd soak them in hot water with baking soda added, about half a cup per gallon, and leave them overnight. By morning, she'd rinse them out, wash as usual, and hang them to dry in the sun. The baking soda lifted stains and brightened the fabric without using bleach. Her pillowcases, tablecloths, and vintage aprons always looked freshly laundered and smelled like nothing but clean air. 14. Deodorize stinky shoes overnight. Smelly shoes. Grandma didn't toss them out or cover them in perfume. She'd sprinkle a tablespoon or two of baking soda right inside each shoe, then leave them to sit overnight. Full. This one was used with caution. If Grandpa had indigestion or heartburn, Grandma mixed 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda into a glass of cold. This not only cleared blockages, but also deodorized the pipes. It was a go-to routine she'd do monthly to keep the kitchen and bathroom drains running smoothly. 22. Soften hard water for better laundry results. Grandma knew that hard water made laundry soap less effective and left clothes stiff. To combat this, she'd toss a half party prep secrets before guests arrived. 24. Freshen upholstery and carpets. Grandma's living room always smelled fresh, never musty. Her trick? She sprinkled baking soda generously over the sofa, cushions, and carpets. After letting it sit for 30 minutes to an hour, she'd vacuum it all up. The powder absorbed odors from pets, smoke, and even cooking smells. She did this weekly in high-traffic areas and monthly in rooms used less often. It was simple, inexpensive, and chemical-free, just the way she liked it. 25. Clean the oven without fumes.